Here are some myths that I'm about to crush. You are not a horrible parent because you had to work. And let me tell you this, if your child ever say to you, you weren't there, you were always working, let me tell you something. I want you to look at them and I want you to say, well, look, let me tell you this. You are absolutely right. I was working. I was making sure that you had a better life than I did. When you decided you wanted to get into football, who do you think paid for that? Who do you think paid the dues? When you decided then you wanted to quit that and get into soccer, who do you think paid for the cleats? People that play soccer wear cleats, right? When you decided you wanted to play the violin, who do you think bought the violin? Who do you think paid for the lessons? And then you decided you wanted to start playing the guitar. Who do you think paid for that? And then you decided that you wanted to go on vacation every summer because you was out of school. Who do you think paid for that? And you also always had nice clothes to wear. You would never know what it's like to have kids laughing at you and you got to wear thrift store clothes from the 70s and you don't have a place to sit in the cafeteria because don't nobody want you sitting next to them because they don't like what you have on. Actually, your classmates look to see what you got on to see what's trending. You will never know how it feels to be picked on for what you're wearing. Why? Because I made sure that you always had the best. Next, you are not a bad parent for having self-care days, okay? And you are also not a bad parent if you decide that you want to take yourself shopping and you didn't get your kid anything. They got food at the house, they'll be all right. Next, if a child says to you that they don't want to hug or kiss somebody, you should respect that, even if it is a family member, because there's always a reason why. Something's wrong with that person, you better believe it. Next, you are not wrong for ghosting people. The same way that people can have you wondering why they treat you the way that they treat you, have them wondering why you stop calling, have them wondering why you stop taking their phone calls. They had you wondering why, had them wondering why. Next, you only got one time to leave me on read or seen, and the next time you try to talk to me, if that conversation don't start off with something to the effect of, sis, I am so sorry, I was in the ER, then guess what? You will never hear from me again. Next, you are not a horrible Christian for cutting off people, even your family members, if they are toxic. Even the Bible says, bad company corrupts good character. Next, you have friends that do not like you, you need to cut them off, because guess what? At some point, they're going to have to make a choice, and more than likely, they're going to choose them. Next, when you just start dating a guy and he like to play fight, that is a precursor to him putting his hands on you. Because what's going to happen is it's going to start off as a tickle, then it's going to start off as a wrestle, and the next thing you know, he's getting more aggressive. And that causes you to get more aggressive. And eventually he's going to hit you hard, and then you're going to hit him harder. And then what's going to happen is he's going to hit you, and he's going to knock the wind out of you. And then at some point, he's going to say to you, oh, I'm sorry, you hit me too hard. And I thought we was just playing. And he was never playing. Whenever a man play fights with you, you need to cut him off. That's a precursor to him hurting you. Next, the Bible does not say follow your heart. Okay? Nowhere in the Bible does it say follow your heart. Actually, in the first chapter of the book of Jeremiah, it says the heart is deceptive. That's what it says. Next, no is a complete sentence. Next, because I don't want to is a justifiable reason. Next, people that do mean jokes at your expense are not your friends. Next, you do not have to go to family functions if they don't treat you right. Next, if a person decided they no longer want to be your friend and then they try to come back into your life after they didn't talk badly about you to everybody in your circle, their circle, everybody's circle, guess what? In order for them to be your friend again, you should tell them you need to go back to everybody that you talk badly about me to and correct it and tell them the truth and tell them that you lied. Then we can talk about us being friends again. Stop letting people come back into your life and be your friend again after they didn't destroy your character. I think that'll be all for today. Make sure you subscribe.